Birthdays usually mean something to me, not because of the gifts or the celebration, but because of who remembered, who showed up. This year, I thought it would be different. I wanted it to be. I'd planned a quiet dinner at a rooftop restaurant downtown, the one she'd always said she wanted to visit. I made the reservation a week in advance, requested the corner table by the window, and even wore the shirt she once said she loved on me. An hour before our reservation, she texted, "Running a bit late, babe. Don't start without me." I smiled. It was fine. Probably traffic. It's always traffic, I told myself. But an hour became 2. My drink went warm. The waiter's polite smile began to feel like pity, and the sound of laughter from other tables turned heavier with every passing minute. I kept checking my phone, refreshing messages that weren't there. 2 hours! That's how long I sat there pretending I wasn't a guy who'd just been stood up on his own birthday. When she finally arrived, she didn't even look guilty. She just smiled, waved, and said, "You wouldn't believe how crazy my day's been." I wanted to be angry. I wanted to ask her why she couldn't just make time for me once. But instead, I smiled and nodded because deep down, I already knew the truth. When someone truly values you, you never have to wonder if they'll show up. Dinner felt like a performance I didn't audition for. She scrolled through her phone between bites, occasionally smiling at something I couldn't see. I tried to start a conversation, tried to bring back a bit of the warmth we used to have. But she wasn't really there. Her eyes wandered. Her replies were short, her voice distracted. When the waiter brought out the small birthday cake I'd arranged, she looked surprised. "You did all this?" she asked, like it was strange that I'd wanted the night to be special. I nodded, forcing a smile. She laughed lightly. "You're too sentimental sometimes." That line stayed with me longer than anything else that night. Too sentimental. Maybe she was right. Maybe caring that much, expecting effort, had become too much to ask. She excused herself to take a call, leaving me alone again. I watched her through the glass doors, laughing softly, her face bright, her posture relaxed. It struck me then how alive she looked, how free, just not with me. When she came back, I told her I'd already paid. She looked relieved. "Perfect," she said. "Let's head out. I'm exhausted." No apology, no explanation, just indifference. On the drive home, she hummed along to the radio while I stared out the window, feeling smaller than I ever had before. That night, I realized something that hurt more than her lateness. I wasn't a priority anymore. I was just a convenience. The silence in the car was different. Not the kind that waits for comfort, but the kind that quietly tells you something is ending. When we reached her apartment, she leaned over and gave me a quick kiss. Casual, detached, as if we hadn't just spent the evening pretending we were still okay. "Good night," I said, but the word fell final. Driving home, the city lights blurred against the windshield. I thought about all the times I made excuses for her, the forgotten calls, the canceled plans, the way she slowly stopped showing up in ways that mattered. I used to tell myself she was just tired or busy. But that night made it clear. When someone cares, they make time. When they don't, they're always just running late. When I got home, my phone buzzed. A text from her. "Tonight was nice. Sorry again for being late." No heart, no warmth, just words. I stared at it for a while, then locked my phone and set it aside. Something inside me shifted, not in anger, but in clarity. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. Sometimes silence is the only way left to speak. The next morning, I canceled our weekend plans. She didn't ask why. Maybe she already knew. That birthday dinner wasn't a disaster. It was a revelation, a quiet reminder that love doesn't disappear in a single moment. It fades slowly in the empty spaces where effort used to live.